Welcome to Floating with Tea Podcast. I'm Shiuwen.
And I'm Noah.
What are we drinking today? Whoa. Okay.
We're drinking Alishan today.
Oh, you
Yay!
shouldn't say it.
Oh.
Let them practice some
I was too excited.
Chinese, man. Some people be like, oh, got it. I know what they are drinking. Oh, God. It's okay. He just give you guys the answer.
Drinking a Special Reserve Alishan today.
Yeah, we are drinking it today because Noah mentioned it. Oh, you mentioned it. I always talk to audience first. Sorry. It's just a habit.
The reason we're drinking it is because last time we drank it was like 3 teas in one session. It was like super crazy, which is good. But I wanted to have a session just dedicated to this tea.
Yeah, to get to know the tea, see how it's developing, and also just to dedicate to the tea rather than 3 teas all at once in the episode.
There's a tea party.
Which is good too. To actually go direct comparison of 2, 3, 5 different teas, for example. But today it's not tea comparison; it's tea solo. Dun, 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 dun. Oh no, different music. Oh shoot!
Tea solo.
Dun, 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 dun. Is that the music? Is that the music?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, here you go.
It's like tea Skywalker.
Just to be honest with everybody, most of the time I can tell the difference of what is that? Star Wars and Star Trek. Sorry. I think it all have something to do with space, and it all start with star.
Live long and Ali prosper. It's really bad.
I know. I apologize for my ignorance of American culture. Alishan High Mountain Oolong. So I just warm up the teapot and put the dry leaves in there and smell the bouquet. I actually didn't use my usual method. I normally pop the dry leaves on the hot water kettle to let it warm up. Today I'm going to warm it up just this way.
With hot water.
With just hot water or the hot water is already gone. The pot is warm. The reason why I didn't do my usual way is 2 reasons. One, try a different method. Second, I think this year, I have many goals in my tea, like what I practice. One thing that I want to practice is the moment I lay my hands on my tea kettle, I know it, rather than become a mechanical habit. But there's nothing to do with this one. I tend to overtalk stuff. This one is because I want to practice being soft.
Oh, instead of
trying very hard to get the tea very open.
With the extra fire from the kettle?
That's right.
Cool.
I have been taking a short break, including my phone was confiscated. I think I'm experiencing physical fatigue and my energy fatigue and my brain fatigue. But simultaneously, I've been reading Dao De Jing, and in my Taiji practice, I've been looking at a concept called song, kind of loosen up. I'm not going to talk about that. But
because there's so many times I'm like, hey, let's talk about song, and you're like, we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. Hold on. I'm not going to talk about that. If you want to, you go ahead. So I was like, oh, nice. Today's the day. Maybe not. This all talk a little bit on the yin energy, yin and yang
energy and how yin, also a type of soft energy, can actually create power and yang. Also, it's not for me to like practice yin, therefore I'm very powerful. It's for me to endless in a way to always that the power, in a way, strength, not the power, I guess. The strength always is growing. Yeah, but we'll put a hold on that. Let's drink the tea, since I already decant the tea. First infusion, surface note.
The fruit note is really strong today. I'm noticing it way more fruity than before.
And you go into the nostril really softly and persistently. Grapefruit.
Grapefruit?
Grapefruit.
Some kind of citrus for sure.
Only today though. I'm not guarantee you grapefruit all the time with this tea, okay? Totally tastes like grapefruit too. Yes, it's very fruity today.
Yeah.
But not a dark fruit. It's like light
citrusy
fruit. It totally blend into the flavor is totally in the broth. Sometimes I feel the flavor and the broth is separated. This side is like combined together.
Yes, it's very common for a tea to have that. It's like the scent is really nice, or the scent is whatever it is, and then it doesn't have the scent in the actual broth.
Yeah, true. This one totally it's totally grapefruit.
Oh, the aftertaste is really...
Also consistently grapefruit. Today the theme of the fruit is grapefruit.
Really fruity in the aftertaste.
Buy some and eat it.
And creamy. The texture of the broth is nice and creamy. Creamed grapefruit doesn't sound like it would work. You just make cheese, I think.
How about creamsicle? It work
Creamsicle?
with orange and milk.
Yeah, that's really yummy flavor.
But supposedly really bad for you. If you drink milk and eat citrus fruit at the same time, it's really bad for you. It turned into
cheese inside of you.
Yeah. Automatically. So I guess that's not a good thing.
But if you're worried about making cheese inside of you, but you still want to have citrus and milk, just drink this Alishan tea.
Yeah. So before I do the second infusion, maybe let me continue my the things that I'm looking at, the yin and yang concept. I don't think I am a very young person, but part of me, yes, is very fiery. I like my tea very big. And for those of you who listen to the podcast, you guys know I like Dongding tea. And I told you the reason why I like Dongding tea, because it's really big tea. And sometimes there are some lighter teas, including flavor-wise. I think Hongshui is not a light tea, but actually the energy, presentation, and everything else is
gentle,
it's
right?
gentle. And teachers say I couldn't sense that tea. I couldn't sense the tea the way it's supposed to be because I have a very strong personality. And 2020 was a really long year, I would say. I mean, it's all the same 350 whatever days. But emotionally, I think even if we say we have deep practice, I try not to look at news, it's still coming into me. And right now, I think I'm experiencing a huge amount of fatigue in my thinking and in my, just in everything. And so when I look at my tea, I feel like, I think even in the past few weeks, when last session we talked about.
Last session was a practice session. We were talking about Mao Xie.
Mao Xie, right?
Crab.
And Mao Xie, for many weeks, we actually practiced that tea. And Noah could pull out the softness and sweetness a little bit more than I. And I still, my goal is to pull out the body part of it, which many times I broke the structure of the mouth of Mao Xie tea. And in these two days, I actually stayed at home. I didn't come out to the shop because I was confiscated.
It's like the first time. The first time in, I don't know, 10 years? 12 years?
And no computer, no internet, no phone at home for me. Good. I didn't turn into a zombie though. I thought I would turn into an anxious zombie, but I didn't. I was just walking, practice my Tai Chi, drinking tea, read, meditation, see the irritation, shake a little bit or fall asleep. But anyway, so I've been relooking at my personality with my tea, especially. Like I'm always looking for bigness. And I don't think there's a part of me that I would say, oh, then I want to get rid of that. I'm going to become a very soft person and my tea is going to be soft from now on. I don't know why I changed my voice. I was acting. I don't think that's my goal either, to get rid of what is essentially part of me, but I would like to look into, since that's also my practice, actually, I practice Tai Chi Chuan, and I'm interested in Dao De Jing. And when we were talking about song, and we watch a friend share a video with us, and to look at what the practitioner could do with yin energy to let the energy grow. And it's really corresponded to when you read Steve, hello Steve, he gave us that book.
Oh, the translation of the Dao De Jing by Red Pine.
Red Pine, and you say in the beginning,
in the introduction.
Yeah.
The introduction to the Dao De Jing, Red Pine talked about how they watched the moon, and they realized that Lao Tzu realized that there's more potential energy in a new moon, in a black moon, which is basically kind of like the absence of moonlight, right? You'd think that the full moon is stronger than the new moon. What he was saying was there's more potential energy. So if you start with yin, there's room for it to grow. If you start with full yang, there's only room for it to deplete. Same thing if you use a lot of muscles in a kind of martial art.
Yeah. The teacher, not the teacher, and the person,
the practitioner that we were watching.
I have no idea who that is, actually.
And he said
yeah, the same thing.
He showed how if he used his muscles only,
yeah, that guy
fighting this interviewer,
yeah,
the interviewer could just pick him up
yeah.
right off the ground. He's actually a relatively small guy. He could pick him up. He could push him right over.
Yeah.
If he uses muscles in his tense.
Yeah.
But if he's really loose, it's almost
and then
like
do that loose practice. That guy, that big guy, the interviewer, big guy, couldn't move him. He actually fall backwards.
Yeah, he couldn't find him.
Yeah, he couldn't find, and somehow the interviewer fall backwards.
And the link that I saw between that and then Red Pine's introduction to Dao De Jing was the Tai Chi practitioner was saying that within yin power,
energy grows.
Yang power can grow.
Yeah.
It has space for yang power to grow way stronger.
Yeah. And so I've been looking at my own personality and how fatigued I'm feeling. And in I think this year I have also a goal for my Tai Chi practice is I want to keep practicing song to really know, not to really know the meaning, to know deeper of the meaning, to see if I can apply and practice it in my own body, which I thought, well, then in my tea, shouldn't I do that too? To keep it maybe one theme for 2021. The energy of song, and not push it that hard. Because when you push something hard, there's a very high chance it's gonna break.
Yes. Yeah.
So let's look at the second. That's it. Okay.
Okay, second infusion now. But I guess kind of what you're saying is you're not pushing the tea as hard in this session. You didn't use the direct heat from the stove to heat the leaves and heat the pot like you usually do. To open the tea beforehand, you just use the boiling water to heat the pot, put the dry leaves directly inside, and start brewing.
Yeah. I want to see if even this way I can call out when I still stand behind what I said before. When a tea has a capacity to go into the body, if I cannot call that out, I'm still very disappointed, and I don't think I brewed the tea well. But rather than pushing for it, I want it to show up in a different way. Body still has to show up. For me, it's a more of a complete way of a tea. because then you don't separate the tea from the body. But still, because I push it so hard, when the mouth structure broken up, then there's the first hit of the tea already into your kind of part of your body is broken up. Then what am I expecting you when it move into my body? Will it be that
also,
wholesome?
If you notice, at that point, once you push it really hard into the body, but the mouth structure is broken, there's nowhere for it to go.
Yeah.
There's nowhere for the tea to go after that.
True. So, yeah. Second infusion, the note become a bit more, I would say creamy, or whatever milky that you guys like to say.
More like goat milk.
What?
I don't know.
I almost have no experience with goat milk. So
Buffalo mozzarella.
Also no experience. But something related to milk.
Yeah, it is milky. It's or creamy. Yeah.
Okay. Very soft, very creamy, flows really well. Citrus. So the first infusion, I would say the grapefruit citrus come out first. And then second infusion is the milkiness come out, the softness and milkiness come out first. And then the citrus, whatever citrus note that you can detect, come out a little 2 seconds later. And then aftertaste kick in. And it's really softly flow into my body. So I let it show up without pushing for it. And it shows up.
Spreads really nicely to my ears.
Whoa.
And then start to spread to my shoulders a little bit too.
Now sorry. I'm easily excitable.
You gotta go for it. What?
Now the aftertaste is not grapefruit, it's pomelo. Even lower tone, not as sharp. The pomelo we got from the Asian grocery store. They're yummy. If you guys have a chance, go try it. It's
go get a pomelo.
It's really yummy.
Yeah. You know, I didn't know how to eat a pomelo when I first got one. I was just like, this is just a grapefruit with a thick skin. What's going on? There's no meat in here. But then I lived in China for a year and we ate pomelo when there was a season. And I realized that they peel off all the rind and then open the skin. So there's just those little beads of pomelo flesh. And then you take a little handful at a time and eat it. Just like pull it off, not like eat it in a big, like a section, like with an orange or something. You don't eat the skin part of it. I didn't realize that the first time I ate one. So when I ate it in China, I was like, oh, this is like the most fun fruit ever
Isn't
to
that
eat.
Fun?
It's really fun to eat.
And you can eat a big chunk of the fruit and so
and all the
juice just pop out.
Jewels of it pop, yeah. And we brought one for my mom to try around Thanksgiving last year. And she's like, oh, this is so much fun. I didn't realize you could eat pomelo like this. And now she buys pomelo all the time.
Yeah. Pomelo is of course bigger, right? Nowadays there are smaller pomelos that look like a grapefruit size. But in Taiwan, we have it like seriously like
really big. Yeah.
Almost
like a soccer ball size.
Maybe not that big. Maybe like a pineapple size. and it just very satisfying fruit because you can like take out a huge chunk of the fruit meat and then just pop it into your mouth and just
And the way they peel apart is really cool. Those little jewels of those little
they
popping,
stick together.
They stick together and when you peel them apart it's really satisfying.
Yeah.
But they're very fragrant.
Yeah.
And that's kind of aftertaste that you
but
notice in the tea.
Not as sharp as like grapefruit or oranges or
grapefruit's
lemon.
Brighter.
Yeah.
Oranges is brighter. Lemon's even brighter.
Yeah. Now from pomelo to the third cup of Alishan tea.
Maybe it's going to be pineapple this time.
Maybe, since I mentioned pineapple. Who knows? This is like a camellia of citrus fruit of tea.
Maybe that's why they call it the camellia. Chameleon.
Wow. 那个太牵强了吧。Yeah, I'm not sure if because I use a softer approach on the tea today, I feel the scent is really soft and very gentle, very nice.
Yeah, compared to last time you brewed this tea,
in that session.
Yeah, it's more sweet, and the fragrance just kind of gently goes up. And the aftertaste stays for a long time. And then the feeling in the body is just kind of a little bit melting, not like a punching in or like a penetrating.
Straight shot.
Yeah, not straight shot.
Yeah, and today the liquid is extremely soft, creamy or buttery or milky. Pick one.
Or mozzarella.
I'm not going to argue that with
goat
anybody
milk.
anymore. And its spread out is really juicy, full body, melts into the body. Today, the way it enters my body, I won't say it's a straight shot. Because a lot of times when I brew tea, I think I call out a phenomenon that you call it a straight shot. Yeah.
More direct approach
Yeah.
to the tea energy, which is really clearly there.
Yeah. Very
And
powerful.
Powerful, yeah. And but this time it just feels like it kind of melts in. It kind of spreads horizontally a little bit more. There's more complexity in the way
Yeah.
that it reaches the shoulder.
Shoulder, yeah.
And when it hits the belly, it's not just like straight to the belly. It's kind of there's a little bit more of an almost diagonal
Yeah.
outwards kind of feeling.
But it is gentler though, so it's not as obvious,
Yes,
I would say,
yes.
from my past approach in tea brewing.
Yeah, I think it can actually get a little bit further into the lines though. So like the
Yeah.
line back to the back of the neck
Yeah.
showing up today, which generally doesn't show up with this
With
tea.
at least all the way I brew tea.
Sometimes-
a lot of teas.
Sometimes it does with the really strong ones, and sometimes it does when you brew tea for sure. But so far this one I haven't felt it that way. There's a little bit of that floral, almost almond essence note that's in the smooth water baozhong too.
Oh,
That really kind of like white flower, delicate, light, like brighter floral fragrance in the aftertaste.
now I don't know if it's the power of suggestion. I think I'm tasting some.
Of the flower? Yeah. Oh, nice. I also taste gold and jewels. And the destruction of our enemies.
Who is your enemy?
And world domination.
What kind of fiction novel have you been reading?
Too much.
Oh, you are reading the All About Tea or something
Yeah,
like
I'm
that.
reading. I can't remember what the name of it is, but it's about the imperial quest to steal tea from China and grow it in India.
It's fascinating. I
Yeah.
actually only read maybe 10 pages. It's
But
fascinating.
really good story.
I
Yeah.
actually really like history. I think that's why I watch a lot of history dramas. I learned sorry, I snorted. I learned my history sure when I was in school from history classes, but now I learn my history from
From drama.
from soap opera dramas. And I watch all sorts. I watch like Chinese ones,
Chu Fei Nanyang.
and I watch the British ones, the kings and the queens and stuff.
Milk and honey.
Oh, honey shows up. Let's see. But it's really milky.
Milky, yeah.
The smell.
It's the floral note that kind of reminds me of honey, not the richness of honey, but
Yeah.
just the higher tones of honey. Because of course, you know where honey comes from.
Yeah, it's the flower.
But it does
The
have like
flower
a
nectar.
yeah, it has like a milk and honey kind of feeling to me right now.
Also, I would say today the scent texture is softer, and then it doesn't, like you said before, I make it stronger, it goes up a little bit more clear, but it doesn't have diversity. So today it doesn't go up as much. It go in, and it flows into horizontally a little bit more today, I would say. Like the thing that you are saying behind your ears, I think the scent today will reach there.
Reach further.
Yeah, reach further.
And you know what? Now that you say you drew my attention to the kind of up the nostrils and kind of between the eyebrows. I'm noticing the scent is showing up kind of behind my eyes a little bit. Almost like a really light pressure behind my eyes.
And once again, it goes into my body really softly. Not straight line. I feel it reach more to more places and not as strong, which I'm actually quite welcoming this change. Yeah, nice.
Very nice. Really good brewing.
Thank you.
You know, I don't know if we talked about this in the podcast or not. We may have. When our tea brewing teacher brews tea for us, he likes to have one of us come up and put the hand on the handle of his kettle.
Yes, yes.
As he pours water into the teapot. Almost, it seems like it's a way to invite that person's presence further into the tea broth.
Yeah.
Although he's still controlling what's happening.
Yes.
So it's not our weaknesses show up, it's our strengths show up.
Yeah.
And when last time he asked you to, or 2 times ago, no, last time we were with him.
Yeah.
He asked you to brew the tea with him. Put your hand there.
Yeah.
And then everyone in the room was like,
I know.
so, what do you say? 温柔.
温柔. Yeah.
Like, gentle and soft.
Yeah, gentle. He said female.
Feminine.
Your feminine presence is in this. He's like, wow, you can't escape that. You are a woman, and your tea just show up very, in a way, womanly.
Yeah.
In a nice way.
Like,
and you guys all like, you especially, Noah, like he's just like, wow, yeah, it's very 温柔. And you know who couldn't taste that? Do you know who couldn't taste that? Me. I was like, no, it's strong. What? That's very strong.
I think what surprised me so much about it was that I drink tea with you every single day. Sometimes, I don't know, 3, 5, 7 pots a day. I don't know. It depends on the day. We drink a lot of tea together. And I'm used to your tea being very strong. And I was always used to your tea being very strong.
Yeah.
And then to taste that in the session of the tea with your influence on it had that really gentle feeling. Was I don't want to say shocking, but it was eye-opening.
That the teacher can call that out to me, and I was the one who couldn't taste it.
Yeah, you can taste it. Everyone else in the room could taste it. Yeah.
Especially you and the teacher.
Yeah.
You guys just like, wow, And me was like, what? No. Oh, they're very strong. And so I think it brings out a very interesting thing is I never knew that, at least I would say, me as a woman, I never think or feel I'm that kind of a woman that I need to be very strong, or I'm stronger than men. Kind of a feeling. I think I'm a strong woman and I don't need to be stronger than anybody else, or I'm like as strong as men, or I need to be stronger, for example. But somehow that session, I think it brought out a question or a thing for me to think about. Is that true? Or there's subconsciously, I need to be very strong. It's almost like I am practicing Tai Chi almost every day, right? And I'm like having a goal of loosen up and 放松. And that day, when we were in a private Zoom class with our brewing participants, and I asked them to close their eyes for something. And what I watch is that, oh wow, my stomach, my belly is very tight. And so I loosen that up. And you say my tea, later you say my tea tastes really good.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I think a lot of times we do think certain ways, but subconsciously or physically, we were actually not doing it, Yeah. So, yeah, I think this year I want to be seriously, that the goal of me is to practice more gentle, more loosen up. For me, it's not to issue more power in a way. I'm more actually intrigued and always very fascinated and fantasize one day, what if because I'm so loosened up, I'm so connected, even within my body, what if I'm so loosened up and I'm so connected with my tea that everything can be connected? I'm actually really fascinated with that idea, and I would like to get there. But I think with me getting like so strong and very stuck and tighten up, it might be actually one way to stop me from getting there. Just like the yin and the yang. Yin and yang is always rotating. So when you express full yang, you can go further. There's no way for yang energy to keep yang 100% all the time. It got to back off, you know. And I think this year I'm going to practice backing off.
Sounds good.
Somehow the tea become into this way today.
Mm-hmm.
Never in my mind I thought today the session will go into this way, I guess. Sometimes I have a thing I want to talk about in a session, and sometimes I don't. I just drink a tea and see what things show up, and this is what a big thing show up today in our Alishan di Gunyang. The Alishan tea. It's a beautiful mountain. It's a beautiful mountain. If you guys have a chance to go. And a lot of beautiful people up there. Not just the Alishan girls. That's what the song
like
said.
in the song, yeah. And the Alishan boys.
Boys are, what is that?
Strong as a mountain.
壮如山. Yeah, strong as a mountain. And the Alishan girls are as beautiful as water. Yeah. And let's do one last infusion to close up the session. The cream citrus is still there. Beautiful. Oh, super buttery and soft today. Thank you, tea, to reward me this way. Do you know what I want to brew?
What's that?
红水.
Ooh, that sounds good. Maybe we should do that after the session.
It's connected. Everything is connected.
You know, so...
From the scent to the body. Thank you.
So I had a session by myself when you were gone.
When I was confiscated.
When you were confiscated. No, not yesterday, but a couple days ago when you were also gone from the shop, and I was here working, and I before I came home I had a session with some Dayuling that we got a sample of when we were looking for special reserve teas for Haiman Oolong, and the price was pretty high, so we didn't buy it.
Also, it didn't open up.
It hadn't opened up at the time, no.
Yeah, when we tasted it.
Some of these really intricate teas take a lot longer because there's just that much more that needs to unfold for the full tea to come out. So they take longer to open, longer than, for example, like Farmer's Choice Baozhong. 2 weeks, tastes really good. There's more intricacies, takes longer to open up. But that Dayuling, by the time that I had it a couple days ago, it had opened up. And it... when I drank it, it was so stunningly beautiful, like stunningly beautiful. And the Alishan, in comparison, the style is very similar. They're both really integrated, really clean. The Alishan is more adorable. Yeah, the Alishan is adorable. There's that milkiness, there's that sweet floral, not super bright high tones, but just like bright enough that it gives it a lot of kind of
smile.
Yeah, exactly. There's like a cuteness. So if the Dayuling is stunning,
I want to drink that tea.
Yeah, no, there's not very much left.
Well, I will see if they have it.
Okay.
I'll just buy a bag.
Yeah, sounds good. It was great.
Because you say that tea remind you of a fiction novel that you were reading.
Oh, should I say that?
Yeah, please.
So there's a book that I was reading about a young Tibetan prince. Basically, he's a prince. And he is, when he's young, he has his first kind of female servant that he has sexual relations with. And she's 18 and he's 13. She kind of shows him the ropes, right? She's kind of tough.
Yeah.
And he gets the idea. And then when he kind of comes of age, he has another female servant who's more like a young girl, and kind of immature and kind of on the same page as him. And she asks him, "Do you think I'm beautiful? Do you think I'm beautiful?" And she cries a lot and stuff. And he's like the character that he is very straightforward.
Yeah.
And he says, "I don't know what beauty is. I don't think that I've ever seen a beautiful woman, so I don't know." And of course she cries and he's still, it comes up a couple times. He's never seen a beautiful woman. And then later in the book, he's kind of established himself on the northern border.
Yeah.
The queen from the north comes down to negotiate with him. She brings her daughter, and he sees her daughter, and he's just totally stunned. She's the most beautiful woman he's ever seen, and he can't even negotiate. He has to leave because he's too hot-headed. He just can't be around her. But he says later, "Now I know what beauty is." And that's how I felt like when I drank the Dayuling. It's like I've had really nice Haiman Oolong before that's very sweet and floral and pretty and delightful, but drinking that Dayuling was just like, that's like you see a woman and you're stunned by her beauty so much that you can't even speak.
I want to drink that tea.
Yeah,
I want to be stunned.
It's good. I don't know if he has some left, we should get a bag. But yeah,
I'll get a bag.
But in comparison, this one is adorable. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Adorable.
It's very cute.
Yeah.
Good. What a great session today. And I think tea, even during the private Zoom session that I was talking to the participants, I told them that tea is also one way for us, in a way, through nature, in a different vehicle through nature, that tea let us try to look into ourselves, to try to understand, get a closer look of who we are. And I think today the same thing. I am seeing that this tea is trying to let me look at myself, or who I am, a little bit deeper, different way of me and different goal of me, in a way that I want to go into and my practice and things. So seriously feel grateful for the tea this way. So emotional, I'm gonna cry. So
I guess that's the end of the session, huh? Do we have any announcements we want to make?
Yeah, a couple of announcements. You will notice that House Oolong Tea is coming back to our site. We were so busy, I couldn't roast the tea for a couple of months, and I'm getting back to it. And so you can expect that you will be a little bit more consistently on our website from now on. It's actually on right now. What else? Second announcement. On Thursday, we are going to taste these 5 high mountain oolongs on our lineup on our live session with people. And thank you, beautiful people who ever order the samplers. I'm really looking forward to tasting the tea with you guys. If you have time to taste the tea beforehand, it will be it'll be very beneficial.
There's 5 teas.
Encouraged.
We have an hour to drink 5 teas. So if you get a chance to drink them before, it's going to help.
And share your experience with us. Our tea friend Lauren wrote wonderful notes, and she actually took a picture and sent it to me. And I thought that's like one of the best notes that I have seen. Not because how much she described the particular tea taste like this and that, is her detail, like, and also she just wrote it on a piece of a journal in a journal, and so it feels really cute. And she wrote down the date, the weather, how she brewed the tea, how she felt, also very important, how she felt,
like mood.
Yeah, her mood with the tea and stuff, and of course the tasting notes. So it's like super adorable, super cute. We are going to share one of the notes on the Instagram with people. So if you have any experience with these teas before that. Also, Johnny Boy also shared his
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 Johnny Boy.
experience with Noah, and just when I see that, I just feel so happy.
Yeah.
You know, you guys are like connecting with us that way. So please do. You know, if you have any experience with our teas, just you don't need to publish it. If you don't want to, just message us, email us. We really like to see them. And I think that's it.
Yeah, that should be good.
Yep.
Cool. So we'll see you next Monday.
Next Monday. And also on Thursday on live Instagram and Facebook session. Happy tea drinking, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.